rewind. You get left behind, just grind and the rest be fine, 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 fine. No matter what the situation.
Appreciate you, family. Thank you very much. Go ahead, fam. Y'all got it.
Hey, yo,
Oh,
I want to say this. It's a lot of individualism, right?
hmm
And individualism is beneficial to the group sometimes. It all depends on how those individuals are able to hold people accountable that's not on their agenda. And we were never able to hold people accountable when they not following the agenda. Because when you go ahead to hold those accountable, you have to go now deal with the slave masters, because now those people that you're trying to hold accountable will run to them, and if it's not fitting that slave master's agenda, then they gonna come. So we can celebrate the individuals that broke barriers, but to me, they just look like circus lions because they have no intent of building the group. Because now those individuals that's funding, defending, they have a bigger enemy to deal with, and they don't never want to deal with that.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I could agree with that to a certain extent. I mean, that's the trick of rugged individualism. At the same time, oh, you out, man?
No, I was hollering at. I was saying salute to TMKC.
Oh, okay. Oh, shout out to you. Oh, but yeah. That's shout out to Emperor Cole. He said Rosewood, Black Wall Street, Detroit's Black Bottom, Detroit's Paradise Valley. Shaking my damn head. Yeah, but listen, I think that. Go ahead.
Oh no, because I wanted to respond to what you were saying about the individualism thing, like that attributes to the group. It does contribute to the group by showing other folks within that group that, hey, I can do it, or it can be done because I'm doing it. But other than that, that's about as far as it goes. Now, I'm gonna hold my other thought, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can complete your thought. You got it.
Nah, because we're seeing it in real time. I don't think we really need to change up other than the fact that we do need to, not just look at the individuals that are doing it, but find out from those individuals how they did it so we can do it too. I'm seeing it in real time. The farmers who opted to hire the illegals versus hiring us, now they're going out of business and they're complaining and they're sabotaging the black farmers who didn't get the same kickbacks that they got, wasn't able, or wasn't, now I ain't gonna say they wasn't able to hire, because they could have hired illegals just like they did, but they chose not to. But they're not struggling like the other farms are struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we don't have to change. We ain't really got to change nothing. We watching the system crumble within itself because of the dirty work that they did.
I mean, that's a fact, but doesn't the system crumbling affect us too in an adverse way?
I mean, it's gonna affect us in the sense that you got a lot of us who depend on this system that's crumbling, i.e. the government. And plus, a lot of us are underneath that big stone block that the government placed on us by, tearing our families apart. Because see, the thing is, bro, this stuff is, we already know they got 10-year plans, 20-year plans, 50-year, 100-year plans. Don't we understand that? Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
So if they have those types of plans out, then how are we going to dig ourselves out overnight? You see what I'm saying? So we can look around and see that no matter what they throw at us, we still manage to, keep pushing through. But it's all going to crumble sometime. And that's why, when we was talking about that Civil War type of activity, I'm looking at it on two different fronts, because we got to have it within our group and outside of our group.
Mm. That's interesting. I don't know if we could. I don't know if we're in a position that, I was about to say the A word, which is a super curse word. Hey TMKC, how you doing, sis? I don't know if we're in position to have that battle, or if we have the luxury of having that battle with us. You know what I'm saying? We have too many. Like who was the one that said, is it John Henry Clark that says, "Black man, you have no friends."
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like, yo, at the end of the day, I don't know if if we're in a position where we could look at anybody that look like us as an enemy instead of, what I mean,
Bro,
instead of finding some commonality and finding, you know what I'm saying? Because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right?
no, because
No.
I'm not saying that's not true, but what I'm saying is no to this is not gonna, because it's happening in real time. What's happening in real time is the people who always was with the we are one, we are one. But there's people who separated themselves from us. We didn't push them away, they separated themselves from us. Because we already look at them as, hey, you black, you're a brother. Until you say, no, I'm not a brother. I'm actually a this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's coming to a head because now that they're saying that and the birthright citizenship has been taken away, bro, it's chaotic. So they actually kicking off the internal civil conflict, whether y'all realize it or not. They already kicking it off. And I'm not saying the other migrants, but the system itself, by them doing that, because now that's breaking up homes. How many people then got together with folks from different nationalities who was also black? But now they're threatening to get rid of them because you just talked about it. There's couples breaking up and separating because of some of these laws that they put on. You know what I'm saying? So,
TMKC said, "Why aren't you on camera?" Well, I'm not on camera because my eye springs are starting to get loose, and even my glasses are hurting. So, and there's not enough contributions coming in for me for my eye springs. So I had to come off camera because my eye springs is not eye springing. So if y'all want me to come on camera, if y'all want me to read more of your comments, support the show. We need 15 people. These $5, please. Everybody support the show. Yo, say it with your chest. What say you, brother, on the subject?
Hey, I don't think the country's falling, man.
Why do you say that?
Because see, you gotta have the imagination and the ability to look at it from a white person's perspective. I can't look at it I'm a black person, so in this country it's gonna be what it's gonna be for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a country to go to, I don't have a closet to go hide in. Whatever direction them Europeans decide to take their country, I'ma just have to adapt to the direction that it goes to, like we always have had to do.
But the thing is, all civilizations fall, man. All great civilizations fall, right? So where you have a Greece still stands, but it's not like a Sparta or Athens in the sense of the Athenians or whatever group. Rome has fall. What? Okay,
it depends on who you ask. If I'm in Greek, if I'm Greek, we're fine. We still here. We still got full borders. If I felt like if I'm speaking from a Greek perspective, if I felt like going into Africa, it's nothing to stop me from, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff to stop me from doing it to countries that's connected to me, because now they done improved themselves. But as a European in 2025, it's still nothing to stop them Europeans from doing whatever they want to do. They show mercy because it helps their pocket. It's beneficial to their pocket. once the pocket is going and once the stomach start growling, it ain't no telling what that boy will come up out of the mountains and start doing. Because you don't even live around them. You're not around them. The migrants, that fruit stuff is affecting probably a small minority of Americans. That's not hurting them. And if they do get to hurting too bad, you already know what they're going to do. They grabbing them straps.
A Truth Over Emotion said President Trump said the Birthright Act was meant for black descendants of slaves, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
that's what it was created
exactly
for.
what it's meant for.
That was created for. That's the truth,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I'm not mad that they revoked birthright citizens. Thank you, TMKC. Appreciate you. Dope discussers deserve dope donations. Like, share, subscribe, and support the show. Thank you, my sister TMKC. Because of TMKC, we just need 14 more people, at least $5 a piece. Everybody throw $5 at us so we can reach our goal. We just need 14 more people, $5 a piece, and we could reach our goal. Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate
Hope
you.
you don't mind if I say this out loud. How wonderful life is, 'cause you're in the world.
I love you. 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 Yo, Brandon 86 said these foreigners come over here. If they scared to fight in the country, they not going to fight over here. See, all this privilege when people want to join their military and go to their country and destroy their country. Now they want to come over here and think they can be safe now. They need to wake up knowing you can have a war anywhere. I mean, that's true, but I'm not, you know what I'm saying? That's true that you can. That's true. At the same time, one of the things that separated our country is we haven't had the type of wars in recent history that a lot of other countries have had. We haven't had those internal, and I mean that's kind of based on perspective, right? Because some people could say, well, if you belong to this gang or that big gang, or some people could say how police brutality is, or some people could say, this group or that group, or some people could say that we're a target. Like my man Rock said in Minister Society, there's a hunt going on, and you are the prey. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on perspective, I guess. It just depends on perspective, right?
I mean, yeah, because they taking us out. They just got other ways, quieter ways of doing it. But I think as a people, we just need to wake up and realize what's going on and what's happening. And I understand a lot of the stuff didn't trickle down to us yet. But man, these folks is talking about they got cattle that's passing away, whole crops that's dying and all that stuff. And yeah, it might not affect us right this second, but a couple of months down the line when they ain't, when stuff is empty, yeah, then people gonna be looking around like, what happened? No, this is what happened. We telling you now.
Can I want to say two things. Those farmers that have migrants working on their farms, they should be getting indicted.
Yeah, of course.
You can't do the illegal and not the person that's paying them. They should be getting indicted. That's first.
But hold on, you see what they? Oh, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. But they're actually starting to make some of these farm workers. Trump said it himself. They're going to be able to have ownership over those people, but the people themselves won't be able to have citizenship. Tell me that ain't slavery.
Nah, it ain't.
How it ain't?
Why you say it ain't?
Because they ain't getting drug over here by their ankles.
That's still slavery, though. I mean, it's a different type of slavery, but it's still slavery.
You want to be in that situation, then you get what you get. Right.
See, but it's the thing, though.
But we can't.
I'm not a pillar for humanity. I'm not a pillar for that.
But I understand. But the problem is an injustice somewhere is an injustice everywhere, right? Everywhere. So if we sit back, like I would rather them go back to their country than for I would rather them be forced to go back to their country than for us to enslave them and force them into work. Because if you do that and you adhere to that, then there's no difference than them than us, right? Nah, yeah, no, it
Uh,
isn't. It is no different.
because I would like to, it may be my understanding of what you said. When you say us, you're speaking as an American, right?
I'm speaking as a melanated American with
Okay.
you know, a history in this country.
But what I'm saying is the people that they working for ain't us.
Okay,
So that's what I'm saying. Like every law, every decision that's passed or made about has nothing to do with us. Like
but
we're
that's not
not
true though. I don't think that's true, right? I don't think that I'm not gonna get out in the street and protest and fight for them to be able to stay or fight for them to not be deported. But I would not be okay with them being made slaves in the sense of working for free or working to stay in this country, and that's it. I think that's inhumane. And listen, I don't want to advocate for any inhumane treatment of human beings because we've seen this before. You see what I'm saying?
I'm feeling you. Like I'm not advocating and I'm not denouncing it. I don't care. You feel
I,
me? Like,
I hear you, but that's
Hey,
what I'm saying. I get you, but I don't have the luxury of not caring when it comes
right,
to
but
that, right?
yeah, but he's entitled to it. That's how he feel is that he's entitled to that.
so Brother Rock said something about us coming together and us three are on this panel right here.
Yes, sir.
In the I don't know who's in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here us three, we would be basically the leadership trying to say where we wanted to go, how we wanted to lead the people. Us three and the few in the back, or however many it is. If we don't agree, and I say this is the punishment for you not following what I'm saying, because we had done had examples already. Because bro said we can't come together, and the reason I'm gonna say we're not coming together is because the successful group of blacks that you want to see, they follow a program that has punishment and rewards. So that big set of blacks that are Christians, like that'll probably make up like 70% of us. They understand that if they do something wrong, that the country is going to come down on them. The European is going to come down on them. So they won't join the group that has the best interest, because they don't, in that group that has the best interest doesn't have a punishment reward system. So what I'm saying is like, you take the UNIA for example. They was doing their thing. People was joining that group, but when it was time for it to have to show that reward punishment moment, they couldn't do it. Same Black Panther, same Deacon Self-Defense, same with any legit group. Now, when you look at the gang, for example, they got reward punishment, and people are joining them by the hundreds, thousands. Why? When you know it's only two ways to go: casket or jail. So why wouldn't you follow the righteous path in the first place when the option is casket or jail?
You said it before. You said that everybody against us, or we feel like everybody against us, or as black people, we should understand that everybody against us. But by everybody being against us, that means that we're backed in the corner. Being that we ain't got no country to go to, it ain't no fight or flight. We don't get to pick the option of flight. All we can do is fight. So, and when the brother was just talking about with the punishment system, the punishment and award system, that's part of the reason why we unfortunately, off each other. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Cause they always talk about, what about black on black crime? Like, all right, you want to blanket it or you want to really go deep? But we can go deep.
Hey, Rock, it was a third option to that fight or flight.
But give me 1 second. Raj Will said, I feel you, but I disagree. Jake Haas 39 said they use the Mexicans to do the work we used to do for free. Also, a lot of the jobs they got, they gatekeep us out of them. Yeah.
That.
Yep. Hey, listen, make sure y'all support the show, man. Everybody throw $5 at us. Help us reach our goal. We just need 14 more people at least $5 a piece. Everybody support the show, man. Go ahead, brother. What was you saying? You could go deeper.
Yeah. It's fight, flight, or accept. And the study is it's dog, right? They take the dog and they got it in a cage in a separation that the dog can jump over, right? So the psychologist electrocutes different parts of the floor, right? And so the dog is jumping back and forth from side to side to where ultimately the psychologist just makes the whole one side electrocuted and the dog can't jump either side is going to electrocute him. So all the dog does is just ball up and just takes it because it can't escape it. Now, some people will be like, well, what are you talking about? Well, it's a parallel. The parallel is we're the dog. We're sitting in the country and we can't do nothing. We can't move. We can't do nothing. And you said fight or flight. We ain't got nowhere to go, and we definitely not going to fight. And so that internal chaos makes you turn on the least.
I can't speak for everybody. Yeah, exactly. I know what some of us gonna do.
Right. You can't say that we definitely not gonna fight because hold on real quick, brother. Right, but I know, but I got you. But we can't say that we definitely not gonna fight because there's a lot of people who did, man. Like the story that was told is not the story that necessarily is, because there was a Patrice Lumumba, there was a, you know what I'm saying, there was a Denmark Vesey, there was a Toussaint Louverture, there was a Nat Turner, there was a different people that wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, there was a what they call it, the Maroons of Jamaica. There was the Geechees in South Carolina. That like there was a groups of people that looked like us that wasn't going. You know what I'm saying? So it's not what's up, Unc? So it's not it's not necessarily that we ain't gonna fight. There's gonna be large groups of us that's not, but there's gonna be groups of us that are. That would rather die on our knees than die on our feet than live on our knees. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's what the mentality gonna boil down to, and that's what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a battle of the mentality, because the ones that's stuck on this government titty, and they just don't see no way off of it, because it's people that's on there that do want a way off of it. They do want to get out of that system. They do want to get out of that trap. But I'm telling you, like, it's gonna be a clash of the minds.
Hey, Uncle Jeff, why you got Michael from Good Times on your
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Somebody was discussing Ugly Phase, and I was trying to explain to him that many of us didn't go through one of those. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's me at 12 years old. Fellas, what I hate to pop my collar again, but what you brothers all are getting around is the conversation that no one wants to have.
Well, that's why we're glad you're
here. D-Rock, don't nobody want to have this conversation. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Period. And a lot of that everybody is most of who you talking about. That's why I said the family, and it's a great thing that the Black family is being destroyed, because it doesn't serve us purpose, and it never has. We are now tribes. You brothers, absolutely. Just from your conversation, there are members of my family that I wouldn't trust to wash my car because they happen to be connected to me by who screwed who. Not who made responsible choices, not who's informed, not who's prepared, not who can teach, not who can defend and provide and grow and nurture. No, just because that's what family is. Family is a group of people that screwed another group of people and didn't ask you shit. Is you got some cousins? Did any of your uncle or your auntie come over to talk to 5-year-old is before they screwed and got that cousin that's 5 years younger than you? No, they didn't.
No, not that.
That is only how they related to you. That's it. It's how you are related to me is different than how you do relate to me.
Mm.
And that's what's happening right now is we are basically meeting every week to talk about something we can do nothing about. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about the people who are going to perish. The people who are going to make it are going to love their way out of this. We're gonna have to love. Let's just say, and shout out to Lil Iz. Let's just say we was all in the same area down south somewhere as a tribe. Lil Iz, my son, my cousins, my little ones, all of their lives are all more precious than all of our lives. And this is an agreement we must all come to. That these children mean everything. That Iz's son comes from Iz, but he does not belong to Iz. He belongs to us. And the way to belong to us is to respect the codes we respect. And people who have no code, they finna be savages, bro. What do you think the grandchildren of these children will be? Think about that, brother. Think about Lil Iz's grandkids. They will be wise. These other ones, bruh, they're gonna be savages. They already can't read. What are they gonna pass down? What do they hold dear? What do they tell themselves no about?
And y'all really think that's the vast majority of people that look like us? Y'all
Yes.
really believe that?
No, I really
yeah.
Yes. I tell you why I believe it. Because the Bible says it. Because the Apocrypha says it. Because the Book of the Dead says it. Because Nostradamus said it.
The statistics show it.
Bruh.
People talking now about they don't want to get married, they don't want to have no kids. I told you, anti-family, anti-everything. Like, so it's like, bro.
Hey, that's that. Hey, shout out to JD1975. Listen from the clouds. What's up? Izzy Bands getting to the bag. Shout out to my brother getting to the bag. Salute, salute, salute. Speaking of getting to the bag, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Likes are free and support the show as well, man. Everybody throw $5 out so we can reach our goal. If 14 people throw $5 out, we can reach our goal. Help us reach our goal today. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, it's kind of hard, right? Man, that's a sad reality. If y'all saying the majority, it is though.
No.
If you're saying the majority of people that look like us can't read on an intelligible level, don't really have nothing on their mind of substance, are not really about anything or hitting on anything, that is sad, bro. I don't know why y'all don't think so.
Well, I'm not saying it's not sad.
I'm
saying get the sand out your vagina and come on here. That's what it is.
No, what it is either we look at it and be like, damn, that's messed up, or we think that ain't going on and just keep going the way we going. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta pick a lane. And the thing is, I don't look at it as it's sad, because once you know, then you can do something about it.
How about it?
Right. I mean, but the only thing we really could do about it, like Uncle Jeff says, prepare the best we can, prepare people around us, get with people of like mind, and raise our children in that
Come on.
community and raise our children up to be the best that they could be. That's the only thing that we really can control or do anything about, right?
Right.
Because
That's-
to say with your chest point, the point is I mean, we really don't, most of us don't have nowhere to go. This is our country. This is the only land we know. We don't have no family outside of this land that we know about. We don't have any connections to any other land that we know about. So, you know what I mean? A lot of us, this is all we have. So it's like, it feels like a rock in a hard place situation for real.
Can I
Well,
add in? Can I add on real quick?
Yeah.
Even if those people can't read or write, they still have an internal instinct to survive. Because on the flip side about that, we've been following the directions of people that know how to read and write and find ourselves in the worst place.
That's with love. That's absolutely disingenuous.
Can I
Well,
say
ask
this
it,
real
wait,
quick?
hold on real quick.
Quick.
Let's find out
Yeah.
what he mean by it first, and then let then y'all can retort. When you say they find themselves in the worst place, what do you mean by that, bro?
So I'll start off with this Dr. Barbara Sizemore. She got a lecture y'all can check out on TV called Black Folks Still Don't Get It. And she's a educator, you know what I'm saying? And she's talking basically about teaching us this dumb stuff and it still doesn't work. That's what she said. But what I'm saying is you take a guy like the most honorable Marcus Garvey, and I'll use him a lot because that organization is the most successful organization between Africa and any black land. So we'll use that. We'll use that organization versus W.E.B. Du Bois. So here you have a person with the charisma, the understanding, the natural instinct to not go extinct versus an educated dude. And we've been following the path of W.E.B. Du Bois to this day.
Well, I mean, have we? Because he went to Liberia and set up shop in Liberia and had people over there. So have we really been following W.E.B. Du Bois to this day? I mean, I know if you're talking about the talented 10th portion, if you're talking about, the elitist bourgeoisie class or whatever the case may be, that aspect of it. But as far as his groundwork, you know what I mean? He was leading people to Africa as well. And he was in Africa as well.
His groundwork was that of an informant. It was sabotage. Because we should have a direct relationship with Liberia. That should be without a hands down being the story of Liberia and who went over there, and those people are still there to this day. You take a man like Charles Taylor, who is native and descended of slave, and you see what they did to Charles Taylor because he wouldn't be a puppet over there in Liberia for them. I'm just saying, when you look at the NAACP, when you look at the push to go to college agenda, a lot of people keep looking back thinking that the people at the bottom is supposed to make this foundation to build the people up when they don't have the resources. So then it goes back to the individual that does get to poke his head out the clouds, but he's not going to give back. He's not going to.
But this is the thing, brother. Wait, real quick, Uncle Jeff. How can we say we don't have the resources when we have $1 trillion spending, $1 trillion spending power? When we are the number one consumers in the planet, not just in America, on the planet. How could we say we don't have a purchasing power or consumer power or power at all when there's people around the world that would give their right and left hand to have the scraps of the people that you're speaking of? I don't understand that. I think that we've been entitled. I think that we've been comfortable. I think that we're comfortable with being comfortable. We don't want to have any type of struggle, even though we know that poverty becomes a struggle, even though that we know that being broke is the most expensive thing that you could do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, though, I don't think it's we don't have the resources. I think it's the misappropriation of resources. I think that it's the lack of financial education or financial education, or how finances work, or allocating finances in a way that's mass producing more finances, or even manufacturing products or services. That's the problem. Or matter of fact, monetizing, to be honest, our gifts and our skills. Everybody else monetizes our gifts and our skills. Everybody else profits off our gifts and our skills and our talents, but us. But at lack of resources, I think, is the least problem that we have. Okay, Uncle Jeff, my fault.
Well, yeah, you hit it, bro. I get into this debate about reparations, and it angers people. It's not that I don't think we're owed reparations, not that I don't think we deserve it. It's that I think before this country would give it to us, they'll crash the dollar. I also think that it is something, there's a difference between what you need and what you could use. We could certainly use reparations, but we don't need it. What we need is love. We need the love to, no matter what the odds, not play in, for, or against teams that we don't own. We need that kind of love to just turn around, pot up, and start from there. But the problem is that the only Black people who are going to work together are those that are forced, like now. You will be forced to come up with your smartest plans because nothing else will work. The people with the shittiest smart plans will perish. If your smart idea is to put all your bills in your mama name, and you ain't doing it because you're rich, you're doing it because your credit is tore up, and that makes sense to you. If any of that ignorant mess makes sense to you, it's not going to work because it all points to low integrity. So as long as I, as a Black person, am made more validated by what I own and what I wear, because it makes other Black people envy me, that's all it is. That's all it really is. Most of Black flossing is about making fun of people who ain't got it and trying to distinguish yourself from them, because you can't stun on the lowest white man. His face is on the money. So to land the plane, no, I gotta disagree with you, brother. I'm with brother Is. This is about the misappropriation of funds and what is important to us and what isn't. That's why we find ourselves here.
Elijah said reparations. Now, we can have that conversation in a minute. I don't think but go ahead. Go ahead, say it with your chest. Shout out to Elijah.
What you think is safer, to be the individual or to be the collective, as far as us, descendant of slaves here in this country?
When you say safe, you got to clarify safe. Yeah. When you say safer, what do you mean by that?
And you clip it, bro.
I'm clipping.
Yeah. No. Turn your mic down like you're in the red hard.
Okay, how about that? Is that better?
No,
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Is that better? I'm sorry.
Now up a little.
Yeah, we can.
A little bit.
Now we can't hear you. Bring it up.
How about that? Is it better?
Just a little bit more.
A little higher.
Hey, is it all right now?
Right in there.
You're in the pocket. You're in the pocket. Go ahead.
All right. When I say safe, I mean,
you could turn it up a little bit more, just a little bit.
When I say safe, I mean them not doing any harm to us, them not coming to bother us, being able to walk down the street. I mean it to the literal sense. To collective, we know what we went through. We went through some things. As an individual, you don't go through those things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not, you gotta tell that to Tamir Rice or to Trayvon Martin or to Mike Brown or to Sandra Bland or to Fernando Castile or to Ahmaud Arbery, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's the same shit. It really becomes a heart matter, right? Or what are you willing to do for
Let
your
me
freedom?
go. Let me go where I was going. Is
Okay, go
well,
ahead. You got it.
I apologize.
No problem.
I say that to say, like when we had these kind of talks, we jump in between individual and then collective. You know, it's like when somebody points out something for the collective, then it goes to an individual, or when somebody speaks for something for the individual, then it goes back to the collective. So we got resources, yes, but there's no way to dictate the way our people move. You're just hoping that people get on the same boat, wishing upon the star. When the education and the money is not where we need to start at. I can teach this kid to go get money all day. I can teach 50 kids to go get money or are educated all day. But those ones that I help get educated or money is not going to be beneficial to the collective, because the foundation of just understanding the ethnic group must survive, period, is not being taught.
Give me 1 second. English more.
Hey, what's up? You right?
What's
How's it
going
going?
on? All right, how you doing, family? What's good
Yeah,
with
I'm
you, bro?
doing good, man. I just came to this channel. I think you're talking about something. What was the previous guy talking about exactly? I didn't catch the whole conversation.
All right. You from the UK?
Yes, I'm English. Yeah.
Okay. And what you prefer to be called, brother?
The final solution, but it's fine. You can call me English. It's fine.
I'll find the solution in English. All right. Well, basically, we were just talking about he was asking a question of what's more dangerous, or which one is more safe, which one is more safe, the collective or the individual. That's where we're at in the conversation, and he's just speaking about where we need to begin in order to get things on track, because we were speaking from the standpoint of a lot of times in America. Do you live in the UK now, or do you live in America?
I live in England, but I've got a family in America.
Okay, you live in England, got family in America. Okay, that's what's up. So just speaking from the standpoint of, they were saying a lot of, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I have to do more research. They say there's more so illiterate, degenerate, low level, low vibrational people in our particular group that look like us nowadays, because the lower level, low vibrational, ignorant people are breeding more so than the more intelligent, high vibrational people. And so we just kind of going from there and speaking from that aspect.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think I can guess what we're talking about. See, black community and stuff like that. Unfortunately, when it comes to our community all over the world, we have to understand where we are and we're looked down upon. So the agenda and the propaganda is to keep us down and to keep us to make us to get us evaporated, and so we don't exist anymore. So everyone that is breeding in our community are people that are, have dopamine addictions, and they do drugs, and they drink alcohol excessively, or they drink and they're confused about their identity, and they listen to certain types of music that's not conducive of you know, becoming a better person or anything like that. The problem is you know, we don't understand anything like who we are or anything like that. Like in our community, there's too much inconsistency as a collective because we can't categorize ourselves. We don't know where we come from. Like I've spoken to so many you know, African Americans, for example, and like we'll have a good conversation, and then once, you know, they start talking about certain things, they say, oh, you know, we didn't, you know, we don't, I'm African American, I didn't come from Africa or whatever. And then another person is saying that, oh, they're African, another Caribbean guy comes in, like, and then the conversation just goes into the wrong passageway, and we don't solve anything. So the problem is the collective. It's not necessarily the individual. The whole community is inconsistent.
Well, can I
No.
say can I ask you something? Well, can I make a statement and then ask you something after the statement?
Yeah.
Much like when you're saying that, I can identify with what you're saying, right? I'm curious to how it is in the UK because I don't know, right? So I want to ask you about that, but give me a second. Um, it's interesting to me. It seems as if we're the only group of people, melanated people in the diaspora, whether it be here, whether it be over there, whether it be, you know, in Africa, in the Caribbean, whatever the case may be. It seems as if we're the only people who are not expected to operate in tribalism. The so-called Caucasian, the so-called Anglo-Saxon, he operates in tribalism, right? When he's man, the Scottish, the Irish, the Dutch, the you know what I'm saying, the Swedish, the you name them, you know what I mean, all across Europe have been in wars, major wars against each other. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, people that look exactly alike, you know what I'm saying, but one wears a skirt and the other one doesn't, or one wears a skirt with these plaids and another wears a skirt with those plaids, and prima nocta, engaging in prima nocta on each other and all types of other stuff. It seems like we're the only people that's expected not to practice tribalism, right? And we understand that all across the globe, melanated people are the most dominant people across the globe, right? There are more melanated people than any other people in the world, right? However, in the United States, and I don't know about in the UK, I'm pretty sure it's like that in the UK. Y'all are probably a minority in the in England. You know, we're a minority in the United States of America, allegedly, right? But with that being said, it's amazing that just like we are expected to forget slavery and we're expected not to celebrate the ancestors that came before us and paid the price, we're expected to shut up and dribble and get over the pains and the past. Whereas the little hat people, and we ain't gonna say their names, little hat people celebrate their ancestors and their tragedies. The Asians celebrate their ancestors and their tragedy, and everybody else celebrates their people and their tragedy. But we're expected to get over it and not talk about it, right? We're expected to not deal with it. But we're also expected, because some of us, brother, don't come from Africa, right? Like for thousands and thousands of years, not hundreds of years, but thousands of years, right? Millennia, right? There's some of us that are millennia removed away from Africa. It's evidence that shows that maybe this landmass is the original landmass, and Al-Kaaba land or Africa is not the original landmass, right? So it's a toss-up, because a lot of us on this continent don't know exactly where we came from. You know what I mean? But a lot of our evidence points to we were already here. So what can we say to those people? I mean, I know we have commonalities no matter what, you know, in the UK and in Trinidad and Jamaica, in New York, whatever the case may be, and wherever, right? We got commonalities, but there are also some differences as well, you know?
Yeah, like yeah, the issue that I have, and I agree with what you're saying. I can definitely understand, you know, and there is some similarities that, you know, that I've heard some brothers, some black people in America say that they don't come from Africa and they're originally, always been. Basically, what they're saying is that they're American Aboriginals. Basically,
Yes,
what
yes,
they're saying. I,
yes.
I,
Well
I,
put.
bas- yeah,
Wait,
like
hold on. Let him finish.
I'm not someone that like I'm someone I'm not really someone that takes words. I try to do research, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm,
I did my own DNA test, and obviously all the black that I have in me, whatever, is basically pointing towards Africa,
mhm.
and it's slightly different from African American DNA because African Americans have a higher percentage of Central African, and the second highest or the highest will be West African, whereas my West African is a bit higher, and because I'm of Caribbean black descent, that's where all my black comes from, right? So, but I do know that there is a difference between Caribbean blacks and African Americans. Why, I don't know, but I do know loads of African Americans that have taken DNA tests, and it's really no different to mine. So then, like when I hear African Americans say that, I question myself. I'm like, okay, like if you do actually come from America, that still doesn't change the fact that you are genetically the same as Caribbeans, you know. But I do kind of agree, but I kind of disagree. But the people that I don't really like that say that are the ones that try to then say, and this is the problem I have with some Black Americans. I feel like sometimes they will try and say, "Oh, I'm Native American," and I had to actually say to them like, yes, I understand what you mean by that, but you don't come from Turtle Island. Turtle Island never existed. You're also not a different race. Like I just want you to understand that genetically you're the same as Caribbean people. Um, you
Right,
know,
but you realize, okay, so historically, right? So the thing is, this is, I believe this is what they did. Let me ask you, what island are your people from originally?
Jamaica and St. Vincent.
Okay, Jamaica, St. Vincent. Okay, cool. Um, so what I believe, and I have my, this is a theory. Let me just say this is a theory. This is my belief, right? What I believe is a lot of people came from this landmass, but they got moved around, right? Because if you think about it, the original 13 colonies is just basically the eastern seaboard of the United States, right? Um, the whole landmass was inhabited by people, what's now known as the 52 states, you know what I'm saying, territories, whatever the case may be. That was inhabited by people, but historically, they focused on the 13 colonies originally, right? What I believe is that the reason why some people from the Caribbean uh, uh, share DNA with some people from Americas is because they were from the same people, but they were people who was here. Meaning that you got to remember South America, Mexico, you know what I'm saying? Those places like that, Brazil, Ecuador, Chile, Argentina, all those places, right? Venezuela, all those places, right? Those places basically connect to America, to Northern America through a canal. You see what I'm saying? So it's not so hard to believe that the people of this landmass, the Americas, were here, but were moved from one place to another. So, for example, if my people were originally from Mexico, but then they moved us up to North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? And then my recent history began in North Carolina. It's not hard to understand how they wouldn't have known that land, or they wouldn't have known whatever. And then if they moved the people from, let's just say, Utah, and moved those people from Utah to Georgia, you see what I'm saying? It wouldn't be so straight. Or if they
Can I
moved
get in
people
there
from,
real quick?
yeah, but two, yeah, absolutely. Let me just finish. And yes. And if they move people from you know what I'm saying? If they just move people around geographically from the landmass, from one part of the landmass to the other, and then if they brought in some Africans, right? And those people intermingled and bred, or whatever the case may be, that's how that's possible. But if you look at it, a lot of us, like Uncle Jeff and I say often, a lot of us share the same phenotypes and the same blood types, but a lot of so-called Africans from the continent have a different phenotype and have a different blood type. So you know what I mean? I could see how the Caribbeans and South Americas, a lot of us share the same, but when you go to Africa, a lot of us is different. But go ahead, D-Rock.
Before you cook, Jeff, let me just say this. This is part of the disconnect and why we have to have the delineation that we're having, or people are having the conversation, especially the FBAs. I could understand at the end of the day, my melanated skin possibly comes from Africa. It can be traced back to Africa. The difference is we don't have, or I don't have that experience. My whole being, existence, and experience has been America and America only. So when other people from the diaspora try to say we're all one, we're not. We're not all one. If we don't understand that fundamental difference between us two, as far as we grew up under this regime in America and y'all didn't, y'all kind of came over here a little bit by little bit and volunteered for it, but y'all didn't get the same treatment as us living here. And it's like at the end of the day, we're all African. Now, not really. Because even if we are, the mindset is different. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you realize
Jamaica
has had slavery as well. As you know, there was slavery in Jamaica, there was slavery in Brazil, there was slavery in other places besides just America. So you know what I mean? I think that, you know, but go ahead. I'm listening to you, Jeff. Okay. You got it. Go ahead, D-Rock, and then I'll let Jeff get in. You got it. You
no,
there,
I'm just
D-Rock?
saying, but what does the Jamaican slavery do for you personally?
Well, I can't say necessarily fundamental, like initially that it would do anything is the initial answer to the question, right? At the same time, I do recognize that it's possible and even plausible that my people could have been moved from one place to another place and moved around like musical chairs, right? And so with that being said, I can't automatically dismiss, because like he said, there's people in the South Americas, there's people in the islands that look like me. You know what I mean? That I look like. You feel me?
Can I say something real quick?
I get that.
Hold on, Uncle Jeff was next, and then I got y'all, and then we'll rotate. Shout out to my man DJ Witch Doctor in the building. What's up, family?
Peace.
Go ahead, brother. Jeff, and then I'm gonna let my man say what your chest get in, and we'll open it up so English could get back in there as well.
Sure. Number one, I think we need to deal with a couple of words that we keep throwing around. We and expect. They expect. People expect us to do, and they expect us to think. We have to get to the point where we don't give a damn about what they expect and allow how the fact that I feel displaced from, looked down upon, unfairly criticized by, maligned by the stereotypes of whites for the brothers and sisters that come from Africa. I don't have to justify that to anyone. The fact that I don't trust Nigerians because of their reputation, I don't give a damn who don't like that. I don't give it. Once black people can get to the point where we can see there out there, see there, they don't like it. When we do that, then here can we do that? See, once we get that hang lip bovine feces out the way, I don't give a damn that I'm not understood when I didn't make up They Came Before Columbus. That's a book you can read that puts us here 10,000 years before the Feather Indian. I don't care who don't feel what way. When I say that the NBA and the NFL should not exist, I don't care who don't agree with me. I need no one's permission to say Whitey ain't shit. I need no one's permission to say that black people are their own worst enemies. I don't really give a damn who don't like, and maybe that come with age. That's the problem. And then I landed here. Who is we? Is we because you look like me? Well, then you'd have to explain the black men who were in on the demise of Malcolm X. If all we got to do is look like me, then you'd have to explain Jesse Jackson and rubbing Dr. King's blood on his shirt for the picture.
Allegedly.
I like, oh, well, that's a rumor I like to believe, and I don't need anybody's permission for that either. I believe it.
I got you, allegedly.
You feel me?
For my show's sake, allegedly.
Okay. Well, the alleged account that Jesse Jackson did that, Uncle Jeff and Uncle Jeff alone says he did it. And I believe it because there are other accounts of this man and his foul nature that line with that. What has to happen is we have to stand up and say who the real we is. Those of us who seek the Creator and seek things that are right and that are just and happen not to put raisins in their potato salad. That's who I'm talking about. The people who kids, who they 18-month-olds, you can throw in the middle of the floor and they can all dance in step and in groove. Those people. And I say the only way out of this is to love your way out of it. That's it. There's no all this trying to figure shit out and looking for people permission to feel like you feel. You feel like you feel. And and real talk in closing with regard to Africans and black people in America, it's not us that make the divide. When we look at Africa, you know what we see? Gold, kings, royalty, establishment, conquering, and the oppression that has been put upon you. We don't look at you like you look at us. I rarely hear Africans who can call a country in Africa a home have something positive to say about the people from the south side of Chicago. So pluck you with that. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, there you go. That's great.
Yes, say it with your chest. Go ahead, and then I'm gonna let my man English get in there, and then DJ Witch Doctor, you got the English. All right, go ahead, say it with your chest. What say you, bro?
Hey man, I'm gonna say it like this. It's 6 of us on this right here, and we all got probably 6 different ideologies, man. And I'm trying to win the championship. And the championship is to be the last person or group of people to go extinct. And we in the playoffs already, and people don't even understand that. So since I want to win the championship, I got to look at these other groups of people and what they doing. The European is winning. He's still sitting in the same position he sat in when I was reading that history book. They going around conquering, but they calling it business. They not even conquering, they maintaining. Let me say that. They doing maintenance. Then I see other groups of people starting to poke their head out to be competitive, like the Chinaman. So I want to win the championship. I'm trying to do what they do. Whatever they done to get to where they at and got us in this situation. If we not willing to do that, then you'll never get out of this situation.
But this is the thing, though, brother. Do you realize that we are the reason that we are in this situation? They learned hold on real quick. They learned everything from us. You talking about maybe 200 years, 250 years, 260 years, whatever the case may be. And I'm telling you that we ruled them for centuries, for millennia, for thousands and thousands of years. I'm telling you that if you even go to the Moors in Dagon, Grenada to the Moors in Rome and in Italy, whatever the case may be, that was 800 years. So whatever they learned from us, and we did it first. Just by the record.
We didn't teach them how to kill.
That's a lie.
We didn't teach them how to conquer.
That's a
We
lie.
didn't teach them how to be brutal.
That's
we
a
didn't
lie.
teach them how to make people erase who they is, interbreed them on purpose. We didn't teach them that stuff.
I think that's not true, brother.
Okay, I mean that's
I
fine.
I got what you're saying, but if you look at it, man, think about any picture
Well,
that you see.
if we taught them that, like John Henry Clark and Amos Wilson to say, then we need to relearn it then.
I hear
Because
you,
we
but I
obviously
don't think
forgot.
I think we made a mistake. No, I think we made a mistake, and I think that much like so check this out, right? The funny thing is we see it in our recent history. You and I and most of the brothers on this panel have lived the time where you could not be openly homosexual and be flagrant about it because it was looked at as a down in society. We lived in a time where immodesty and immorality was called out vehemently and was despised and detested. We lived in a time in the early 90s where calling women the B word or whatever had a sexually explicit marker on the daggone CD, and it was almost damn near contraband in this country, right? So we also live in a time now that if you say anything against any of those things, you're public enemy number one and you're a pariah. So I can't have regency bias to the point where I forget history and think that this man who is just new on the scene, who's less than 10,000 years old, come to this planet and he is now all of a sudden the Dandana is just his turn, and everybody gets a turn, right? But we cannot forget that we was ruling for way longer and way stronger than that. So at the end of the day, the thing is whatever you sow, that shall you also reap, right? And whatever goes around comes back around again. So the lesson of life is to learn and to evolve and to get better. If you always do what you always done, you're going to always get what you always got. So if we're looking to conquer, if we're looking to destroy, if we're looking to seek to take over, then all we're going to do is reap that in the end. All we're going to do is going to be a centrifugal thing. It's going to be their turn. There's going to be our turn. There's going to be their turn. There's going to be our turn. There's going to be their turn. There's going to be our turn. Because obviously, neither one of us is going to be annihilated. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing about it. But let me let my man English get in there, and then Witch Doctor, and then we can open it up. Go ahead, English. What say you, brother? I'm curious though, if you don't mind, if you wouldn't indulge me, my brother, from your perspective, what is it like in London right now for people that look like you and I?
England or
England.
London?
I apologize. Whichever one. I apologize for my ignorance. Whichever one that you live and you're most familiar with, brother.
Where you at? How that work?
Yeah. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, London is different. It's a different. You can't. It's hard to. It's very easy to compare it to America. London is just extremely different. It's a different world. I think it's way more racist and discriminatory where you live. But where I live, the racism for black people is much lower. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's exponentially lower. Like maybe it's like comparing the cost of living to Texas to New York. That's the difference. So Texas is going to be like maybe almost it's going to be 40% cheaper. So that's how it is. So we're probably 40% to 50% less racist. So you will, if you move to the UK, you will face less racism, especially if you're Black American. But what you'll also find in the UK is you will see that you basically look similar to the Caribbean Black people, because as I've mentioned to many people, 98% of African Americans came over here, over to America via slave ships, and genetically, you're by default you're similar to Caribbean people. There's no difference there. But I do agree when you mention
Let me ask you a question before I apologize before you move on. Why are you so confident that 95% of people that live here came over on slave ship? Why are you so confident about that?
Yeah, so I just want to rephrase that. So the first ever recording of a black person of your kinship that's ever been in the United States has been in the year 1500s. That was the first time. That's the earliest period. But why I'm so confident, that's because I have family in the States. I observe people. I observe the DNA tests that have been done. I've studied it for many years, and it's quite obvious that there's no way that you lot have always been there, because there was proof that America was invaded before, and there was no sighting of any black person in America. Like, the only time you ever were in the 1500s, but even then you were brought over by half European, half African princes. So this is not, and this is not to because when I say this, people don't like to hear that, but it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really mean much, because at the end of the day, it doesn't make you less inferior, or to Europeans. I actually don't think that African Americans are inferior to white Americans, because there is many ways these days where you can become rich, and it's very easy to become wealthy. And I've always said that, if I was African American, I would obviously do what I do now financially and move out of the country, because you pay tax in America. There's countries where you don't need to pay tax. So you just have to think more of an individual and think more intelligently. And I personally come out of the mindset of, trying to fit into this imaginary black community, because as I said before, like, there's so many avenues that black people go down that they don't actually know how to classify themselves. But I've accepted a long time ago where I rank. I've always said African Americans and Caribbeans that basically haven't retained the 100% African DNA that you had when we were slaves, are pretty much a hybrid. We're a hybrid race. We're a new race, to be fair. So you should maybe identify more with people like that. African will never be able to identify with that, because these are
That's
people that have not been hybridized, they've not been mixed about. They don't have no exposure to America. So it's best for you to identify with your type of ethnicity, which is the new type of black ethnicity, and then use the knowledge you have from your country to move out of that country and go to a country where you don't have to pay any tax.
that's
It's very, very simple.
that's a very very interesting. I don't agree with you all the way, and I love to let's converse more about it. I don't agree with you about the 1500s. I actually know different. I mean, because of if you go to Almac Statue, but let my man Witch Doctor get DJ Witch Doctor get in here, and then we could go and converse. But I appreciate. I am curious about the more. I want to ask you about the more in your name, and it's interesting some of the things that you're saying when you have more on your name. But yo, DJ Witch Doctor, what say you,
Yeah,
brother?
there's
How
a
you
reason
doing?
for that. Yeah.
Okay, I want to chop it up and understand that. Go ahead, DJ Witch Doctor.
Yeah, I
What's up?
definitely want to understand that too. Appreciate you for having me up. I'm not sure what the question is, but I'm definitely feeling the conversation. The first time I even start hearing like a significant separation between black people is around when Tariq Nasheed and Yvette Cornell had that FBA ADOS thing going on. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time I heard about it. But for the most part, somebody had said earlier that black people outside of America separate themselves. But it's like it's just like when I was living in New York, there was a couple of niggas that was from South Carolina, right?
Mhm.
And they all rock with each other because they were from South Carolina, and they just didn't know. No, it's not like they was trying to separate themselves from everybody else in the neighborhood, but it's just that they had something in common. Or let's say a couple of people from who graduate from the same high school and go to the same college, a lot of times they'll just rock with each other off the strength of them just was in the same high school. But I don't think it's like a significant separation because like I'm from Guyana, right? And when Guyanese people come up here, we don't like exclusively try to like date Guyanese or you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's that significant of a separation. I do understand the separation politically and geographically because when it comes to the reparation talk, like I'm from Guyana, I don't gotta say in reparations over here, so I understand that shit is not. I understand it in that aspect, but I think it's starting to trickle down in a more like a black civil war type shit between black people from like different parts of the globe, and I don't see other races of people doing that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, DJ Wisdom, I agree in the sense of um I don't believe in that. I've always believed that black people were black people all across the world, right? And I've always had a respect and love for the people who have love and respect for me, right? No matter if you're from, London, UK, if you're from, Guyana, if you're from Trinidad, Jamaica, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
I've always had a kinship to global, to Africa. I've always had a kinship to my brothers and sisters all across the diaspora, right? That the issue becomes, like Uncle Jeff says, a lot of times, unfortunately, and I've heard that, a lot of times when people come over here, when they come and they get their citizenship, they're told or they're conditioned or there's a lot of propaganda for them to stay away from the bad black people that's already here. You know what I'm saying? The ghetto black people that's already here, the thugs and the deleters that's already, you know what I mean? It's a propaganda effort by the government when they let certain people in of color to separate themselves. And a lot of people,
I think that is true. When I came here, like I didn't get that sit down, you know what I'm saying? But I heard about it before.
Mhm.
Like I even seen people on YouTube like talk about having that interview and having that sit down, right?
Mhm.
And not to be, I ain't trying to be on the BS and show so the giz in the chat. That's my boy. I ain't trying to be on the BS, but there's literally after that Carmelo Anthony stuff thing, it confirmed to me a lot of stuff. There's even black people that are told to stay away from black people or the quote unquote bad blacks. You know what I'm saying? So I think I don't think that should like divide us geographically because we always being divided into stuff. We're gonna be divided into West Coast and East Coast. Then within is gonna be divided into hoods, and then it's gonna be divided. It's just gonna keep chopping down type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this though, which that I agree with you on that, right? At the same time, I think that what happens is with the division of so-called black people in this country, it comes from economic status, right? Because when you have a certain amount of money, most of us come from an inner city situation, right? Most of us come from the inner cities that were born here that live here, right? And so what happens is or a very rural existence, meaning you either come from the country, or generally speaking, your people migrated during this period of time at what was carpetbaggers, and you went up north, and you're a northerner, right?
Okay.
And so, or a city person, basically. So bottom line, what happens is that when you get a certain number of resources, a certain amount of money, we've seen it with PNB Rock. We've seen it with my man Pop Smoke. We've seen it with XXXTentacion. We've seen it with, when you have a certain amount of money and you live in a hood, Mitch, you know what I'm saying? Rich Porter, excuse me. When you have a certain amount of money and you live in a hood and you live in a poverty situation around people who don't have the same amount of money as you, a lot of times we see our Nipsey Hussle, we see the people get victimized. We see the people get brutally deleted or get robbed or whatever the case may be. And so when they get this economic status, they don't want to be amongst people who would, take advantage of them or try to delete them. And plus, we understand too, as a business person, you have different tax breaks. The funniest thing is, man, one of my partners is a God body, right? And
Mm.
and this particular partner, this back in the days, he just came out of prison. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he kicked it with us for a few years out of prison. And so he got with this lady and he got his thing together. He had a Jenna King operation and he began to make like $300,000 a year, right? And so now you have this guy body who's building Cypher and all this stuff from going from that to now he trying to vote for John McCain. You know what I'm saying? Because of the tax breaks, you know what I'm saying? And he talking a different thing. And that's what I've noticed. It's not really that people come and people try to instigate between the inner city people, but it's that they change their economic status and they understand that if they stay around a certain neighborhood, they're gonna be food, whereas they was cool or whatever the case may be. So I think that's the difference. You know what I mean? If
I see what you're saying.
Yo, what say you though, brother? I wanted to get can you help me understand the more in your name and how your philosophy ties into that? Because the Moors that I know, they don't really speak in the terms that you're speaking.
Yeah. So basically, when I say Moor, I'm not talking about the Moors of Spain, because the real Moors are actually Berbers, which are basically pale-skinned and supposedly indigenous Africans, which are similar to Arabs, but they're not. So that's not what I mean by Moor. Moor is short for Moranda, which is basically is basically my family, because in the UK they have dynasties. They have family dynasties, so like the Tudor dynasty, the Victoria dynasty. So I'm from the Moranda dynasty. The Moranda dynasty is basically a group of black elites who are rich, who are billionaires, millionaires. They communicate with, other white billionaires and people like that. And there was also evidence of extraterrestrial beings in these white elite groups and black elite groups. So basically, what I'm trying to say, it basically started with my great grandfather, who's called Terence. I'm not going to say his I'm not going to say his surname.
Yeah,
But
you don't have to dox yourself. It's good.
He was actually originally so he actually grew up in America, but he grew up so he basically born in England, but he grew up in America. He's actually an extraterrestrial being. He's also a billionaire, and he basically gave birth to our bloodline, and we inherited money from him. So, for example, my older brother is a multi-millionaire worth 700 million. We have
My bad.
loads
Did
of
you
So
say
we gonna
vehicles.
skip over that?
extraterrestrial being?
Wait, hold on,
Yeah,
hold
because
on.
I know I'm
Thank
not high. My bad.
Nah, you're not high. You're not high, brother. Hold on, a little bit because
I
you said
am, but
he
you
did.
know,
Hold on, real quick. He did say extraterrestrial, and he
Yeah.
did say that his forebearers gave wealth or finances to his people, and this is what he's talking about now. So this is interesting, but I mean his information is a little bit off in certain areas, so it's interesting. But go ahead, brother. I'm
Oh,
listening
is
to
there
you.
something you wanted clarification on?
Yeah, because you said that you thought when you talking about the Barbary Moors and you're referring to them that they was the ones that took over in Italy and in Spain in the 700s, I mean 800s. That those are you thought so what I'm trying to find out is what's going on with all those big black dark skinned brothers with the turbans and the scimitars and that had the naked white women all around them. What's up
Yeah,
with
who are
that?
those guys?
Who are those? Who are they?
But I've never. So basically, from my research, so there's two types. So for me, from what I've seen, the Moors are a mix of black people and African Berbers. So that's where like some of the confusion is. But my family name has nothing to do with the Moors.
Okay,
Where
but you
I
said
wear the Moranda dynasty, which is a dynasty of black elites that are
okay.
all over the world, including America. If you type in the Moranda family, there are some Morandas in America, and they're billionaires. As I said before, we all descend from Terence, who is an extraterrestrial black.
Okay.
being.
So when
So
you
yeah.
say extraterrestrial, because that's a very salacious claim. When you say extraterrestrial, you mean from like another planet, like other than Earth?
No, yeah, so no, so what I mean, so basically right, so how it started is he was actually a Freemason. So he worked his way up to the top of the chain of
Mm-hmm.
the masonry branch,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was able to basically unlock extraterrestrial like abilities. Basically, for example, he was able to shift into different dimensions, communicate with beings from other planets who get financial information, which a lot of elites do. They communicate with beings from planets which you will never be able to go to, which were they able to unlock financial information such as trading and stocks. So he was able to unlock this financial information and to become a billionaire. And that's how we make money. We trade, and we have all the capital, and we share it. And we're probably one of the most powerful black elite families in the whole of the UK, because you can only be an elite. And a lot of people don't understand is you can only be an elite
The
if
bloodline.
the head of the elite family has extraterrestrial abilities, basically. So
Sure.
if you
Heard
don't
that.
have extraterrestrial abilities, you can't be elite. It's impossible.
Okay, so let me ask you the question real quick. I got you. So, generally speaking, this is clandestine information. How are you at liberty to share this with us?
I talk about this all the time. I've been so basically I have no problems talking about it.
Yeah,
You
and
know, it's not like
your family doesn't give you any problems with talking about it or speaking on it, or
no, this is common knowledge. A lot of
Yeah.
people know this in the UK. Like, there's a lot. If you come to the UK and you
Mhm.
ask anyone who are the dynasty families, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah," like they'll talk about famous families, and then I'll be like, "Yeah, these people are the ones that control everything, etc." Everyone knows, like the Rothschilds, for example.
Yeah,
It's like
Abez,
that.
yeah, but that yeah, in America that's kind of clandestine information. But I understand what you're saying. But
Yeah.
yeah, but so when you say extraterrestrial information, you basically talking about he's an ascended master. In other words, is what you're
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah, basically an ascended human. So
Yes.
a lot of, because what you have to understand is when the reason why why I come to these black conversations
Hmm.
is because a lot of people don't understand the black race and what we're capable of and where we descend from. Do
Hmm.
you understand? Like, he was able to unlock that because of his bloodline. So a lot of black people can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you're capable of doing the same thing if you work your way out the ranks. There are some humans on this planet that are able to communicate with ETs and etc. Like Donald Trump and Elon Musk. All these types of people have been able to do it. So it's possible if you get the right technology. You were able to unlock your ancestry's abilities,
Right.
right? And you'll be able to make more money. And that's really the goal, and that's the solution, you know?
Interesting. Go ahead, family. That was you, D. Right? That was trying to say something. So I know someone was trying to say something. I apologize because y'all just went.
Nope, I'm good.
Shout out to Marcus Evans. Who wants to go ahead? Who wants to say something?
I thought
Yeah.
it was me.
Okay, go ahead, Uncle Jeff. I apologize.
Um, yes, I'd absolutely heard of the extraterrestrial connection to the dynasties in Europe. That's yeah. That's it's it. The funny part is that we as black men in America can find space to ridicule that when we believe that there has been extraterrestrial. Yeah, we believe that there's been some kind of alien contact and aliens are here, but because it's higher, we have a hard time believing it has anything to do with us. Uh, I, I think also that the the public, the intelligent public, by and large, for some reason, seems to have a problem with allowing the black experience on American soil to be unique. Whenever it's brought up, it's to be critiqued and diminished from the side of the black people. So for me, And I believe I speak for a growing group of brothers who really, really, honestly, in their heart of hearts, don't give a shit what anybody else thinks about this. This is our problem. Because the only thing that outsiders have given to us as Americans with this problem is opinion. Of the $700 million that your family happens to have,
His brother.
I got a plan for $50 million of it, brother, that I could break down right here, right now. And with the power you have, and if you agree on it, maybe we could do something, make a few more steps, and help my people over here. What do you say?
Oh, is that to me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I've basically helped a lot of people.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. And I'm sure you've done a lot of stuff that we don't know about. And that's an absolute problem for me with the benevolent, is that I always hear about the secret things that they do and the things we don't know about. But in turn, I know exactly where the idiots spend their money. So what I'm saying to you, and I'm putting out directly with regard to you coming from, and again, you come from regalness, you come from royalty, you come from, insert your high name there. I come from the south side of Chicago. I'm working with a Chicago high school public education from the 80s and Mythbusters. But I think I have a couple of ideas that we could mull around with pocket change that maybe, just maybe, your royal end could help us out. And please, if I sound at all facetious or sarcastic, put that in the back seat for a minute. I'm as serious as leukemia right now. If you come from a royal bloodline and that being, or a blank bloodline, again, insert the high word, and you don't have a paper shortage, then I could come up with, in 5 minutes, how we could change Black people's trajectory here forever with just $50 million. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a project, basically, where I am actually building. I basically already got an island, so I've got an actual island,
Mhm.
and I've got land in another continent, which I'm looking to build basically a separate country for Black people, certain Black people. You know,
Okay.
yeah, and basically, when I say this, a lot of people, because I've shown this to people, and they kind of like they kind of feel disheartened, like it's something crap or whatever. But basically, what it is, it's an island where you will be able to move to that island. Not anyone will be able to move there, but you will be given a chance where you can move there. Everything will be set up but it's not going to be a place where you need to work or something like that. All the money is going to be digital. It's going to be autonomous. It's going to be your income will be autonomous, and you'll be able to earn money through the stock exchange. But basically, there'll be no crime. There'll be no alcohol, so there will be some drawbacks, but it'll be an island which is only for Blacks.
Okay. Could we
Um,
back up just a little bit,
Wait,
please?
hold on.
And I hate to.
So basically, to make in layman's terms, English, brother. So are you saying that you have a plan in place, and so that you're only interested in working the plan that you have, or are you open to investing or into to be putting seed money into other people's ideas as well?
Yeah, I am looking to put money into other people's ideas, but based on like the island basically was a suggestion made by a lot of people. So I listened to a lot of Americans and a lot of Blacks in Europe, and we came up with the solution. Me and my team basically, and some relatives came up with the solution that we just need to get a new island, like a new country. So I didn't actually buy it. It was bought by a family member. It was basically £60 million, £16 million, right? That's how much it costed. So they bought that island, and currently it's still being worked on. The infrastructure is being worked on. It's quite a private project, but it should be done in the next 3 years. So it's not something that's going to be done like in 6 months. We still need to fix everything. Obviously, the farming, and we need to get people out there. Agriculture is being built, but once it's built, it will be a separate country. But it will be basically a digital super country where you'll be able to live and not have any problems. And you wouldn't even want to move to another country. And we'll keep developing more islands because there's other islands. So there's a team of us that are actually farming islands and getting as much islands as can. And these will basically be black islands, like black entrepreneurial islands where you'll be able to live on these islands and get an autonomous income, and only certain people will be accepted.
Yeah,
But it's
let's
mainly
get
for black people like you, basically, like me and
okay.
you.
Yeah, I was about to say, and I hate to cut you off because again, brother, you and it's just because you repeating yourself. Got you. Islands, money, separate people, different individuals. Great conversation that I don't know how we got on, but I'm with it. I'm with it. I feel you. I'm down. It brings about two questions. A, and especially since Iz asked you, does that mean are you interested in outside projects? Which you said yes, and jump back to the islands real quick when I thought we were going somewhere. And B, what are the criteria with regard to being able to being worthy to making it to these islands? What is it that a black person would need to have or work on?
Yeah, so basically, and that's a very important question. So that ties into the downside of these islands, which the solution to that downside, which ties into your question, is we're basically accumulating more islands, but per island, it won't be able to house millions of people. So only, it's going to be a certain amount of people that will only be able to come to these islands. So because of that, we won't just be selecting randomly. There will be an application form, a website where you can sign up, and it's first come, first serve. And then we go through all of the applications and basically the criteria. There's no set criteria, but what we do have is you cannot be a sex offender. You cannot be someone that has committed certain crimes. So if you have been arrested, etc., it's fine. But if we don't allow sex offenders, we don't allow certain people with certain types of health conditions and stuff like that. You need to be healthy. You need to be someone that doesn't want to accumulate some type of alcohol addiction, and someone that actually wants to work with people. And you're fine maybe living by yourself and doing your own thing, because you will have your own house and that will be built and stuff like that. Houses will be built with wood and be built with certain technology, smart technology, which will allow us to build a lot more houses, etc. And you have to be willing to, grow your own food, grow your own vegetables, because there'll be agriculture that's set out. And so we'll work with that, but that will be available in the next 2 years.
How about weed? Y'all got a problem with weed?
No, I don't have a problem with wheat.
Oh, okay, good.
So what? Okay, go ahead. Someone was about to ask a question.
So are you only picking the people from England, or is like a broader sample group?
No. I'm not picking people from England. I'm basically, so we're picking people who are part of this new ethnicity that we have, which are people who are black, but then you're not really from Africa. You're African American, or you're Caribbean, or if you're in the UK or Caribbean type of guy. There's a new ethnicity. We're just coming up with a name for it. So that's going to solve the confusion in the black community, where black people are saying they're this or that, etc. So we will not only those. So when it comes to the men have to be from that background. So that's the one of the criterias. So if you're African American, if you're from Africa, like you're African American, but you moved from Africa, we can't accept you. You have to be a real, like someone that's actually African American, like a foundational Black American,
Like
or
from 60
someone.
Entertainment. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel you.
or Caribbean,
Right.
or something like that.
So what about other races of people? So you're saying certain people that live there, but would it be a place where people of other ethnicities could visit?
Yes, yeah. So other ethnicities can visit. So women of other ethnicities can also live there, with the exception of some. Some are banned. So, like for example, East Asian women and South Asian women are banned. Uh,
Why is that?
and the reason why is because the reason why Asian women are banned is because that's just we don't have an explanation for that. That's just our preference. We
Oh,
don't
Okay.
all right.
trust Asian women. Yeah,
That's fair.
They're terrible
yeah.
drivers.
It's your damn island. Hell.
Nah,
They're
nah,
terrible drivers.
that's what's up. You
Yeah.
feel me? Well, I was just curious. That's very specific to not have
Because of what
a
they've been
reason.
doing, because they have a certain agenda. With see what's happened with Africa, like of Asian people going
Yes,
over. So
yes.
we're not gonna allow that to happen to us. So
Come
Okay,
on, bro.
they're banned. Yeah,
okay, I got
um,
you. Okay, that makes
yeah.
sense. Okay.
There'll be laws in place. So for leadership positions and parliamentary positions, you have to be a certain race. So you have to be black. You also can't be a woman. Um, but women from other races can come. So, for example, we have some exceptions, like white women can come, obviously black women. Uh, some South Americans can come, and that's really just about it, to be honest. But we don't give them preference, but they can come. Like, so let's say your wife is white, then there's no problem. But the black, you have to, every man has to be black. So every man is going to be the same race, and there'll be laws in place. And for example, if you break the laws or break the rules, we will deport you. And you will get sent back to your own country. So in the beginning, it won't be a country. It's gonna be basically an intermediary country. It's basically gonna be an island. It's kind of like a holiday resort. And then once we've got the infrastructure built, it will change into a country. And then that's what thing is, the laws get tighter. So yeah.
Who will be its primary defense if it's not a country?
So for this island that I'm building, I'm basically gonna be basically the sovereign ruler.
Okay.
But it's not gonna be like a massive dictatorship. I will say that there will not be any democracy. It's going to be privately governed, but you will be able to make choices and to change certain things. But the way that it's going to be set up, it's going to be a place where you probably will never want to go back to America ever again.
But he's talking about as far as the military, like military protection or being able to sustain itself from invasion or from
Yeah. What if yeah, there you go.
enemies, foreign or domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like is that a question?
Yes, sir. Because anywhere the black man goes, there's going to be enemies, foreign and domestic, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we basically will have a relationship with the UK, and we actually have a deal with some other European. We're gonna have a deal with some other European countries where they will give us aid. It's not gonna really be a place where people can invade it because of the laws and everything that's being set up. Because the way it's set up, it's not really gonna be a place. It's not gonna be the same as a typical country. It's gonna be a very capitalistic country. So high quality of life, high income, autonomy. So it's not going to be a place where you're going to be slaving away.
Okay.
That mean high
Brother, all
income.
of those things are wonderful, but they have absolutely nothing to do with the question I asked you. You have a wonderful, I'm going to give you this island exactly how you see it in your mind with a 5% bump. It's 5% better than you think. It makes 5% more money. The people are 5% happier. However, some hitmen, some Russian mobsters decide that you don't get to keep your revenue, and they decide that through operatives that look like you, that they're going to poison your infrastructure, and from there either kidnap or do something funky to you if you don't align yourself with their demands. If
Yeah.
they're successful, who's responsible for coming to get you back?
Yeah, so what you have to understand is that basically it's going to be run by the Moranda family. So
Okay.
as I mentioned before, we're a powerful family, and we're
Okay.
linked up with other powerful organizations.
Okay.
You know, so I'm not. We do have an answer to that question. That is a
Okay,
bit
cool. I
private.
got you. Say less. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Cool. As long as that's addressed, brother. That was the only thing I was looking at. Is that this concept of the beautiful place that you have in your head? I'm down, bro. I'm down. But I understand who we share this earth with,
yeah.
and I'm just glad that you done. Yeah, I will accept that answer that you have, because yeah, it's a you what you telling me is that y'all dealing with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah,
If-
yeah, like that. All
Yeah.
of that is covered.
Okay. Cool.
All
Then.
right. Shout out to you, Wish Doctor. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, D-Rock, you had anything you wanted to ask or say?
Nah, I ain't got nothing to add to that. I just, congratulations on that. I can't wait to see it in fruition. I'll be watching over here somewhere.
Right. Well, in the meantime, that 50 million I was talking about, y'all holler about that, because that's still somehow we got to the island and the high hurdle of that first thing. But cool. Hey man, I'm down. I'll put my application in. I would consider myself an asset to any community like this, and I'm not above it. How I like to discuss the ability to travel back and forth. I like to discuss a few things that come to mind, but it sound like a funky ass idea to me. I ain't mad at it. It's
Probably
just
initially you wouldn't be able to travel back and forth, huh?
You can travel back and forth because as I mentioned before in the beginning, it's not gonna be a country in the beginning. It will be a place where you can once it goes live, you'll be able to go there, live there, and then as soon as you go there, you'll be given everything you need. You won't need to buy a house or anything. You'll be given a house. So as I mentioned before, the homes will be made. They're all going to be smart homes. So there'll be loads of houses that you'll be able to live in, and that will be pre-assigned to you, and you'll be able to live there. You know, you some cases you might be able to get your own boat, your own like in some of the gardens you might be able to have your own vegetable patches and stuff like that. But there will be like a little town community or multiple towns depending on the size. You'll be able to go in there and buy stuff, and the currency will be pounds. It won't be dollars. But you also be given a set salary, like a set contractual income that gets renewed. So that will be one of the big attractions as to why people move here, because you'll basically be on a pretty much a six-figure salary, doing nothing basically. If that makes sense.
How is that sustainable?
How is that sustainable?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so I'm not going to reveal too much of what of like why that's going to be sustainable. But what I will say is we have the means to give people that. But there will be when you come to the island, there'll be things you can do to increase your income and to contribute towards the island. But there'll be people that will just come and live here that won't do nothing and just enjoy the income. So there's going to be that, and that is going to be, it's going to be kind of looked at as an escape place. But I do encourage people to come and work towards something. But the whole purpose of the island is not really to come and be a slave and you know, feel like you need to work or something like that. It's not that sort of place.
What's up, Lord Jefferson? What's going on, good brother? How you doing? What does salute mean? What's that mean? Narratives of dialogues. What's salute? Shout out to narratives of dialogue. What is that, y'all? Salute? Is that like salute? I don't know. Hey, listen, y'all. Help us reach our goal. Listen, we just need 14 more people, at least $5 a piece to reach our goal. Help us reach our goal today, family. We're close. Hit that Cash App and support the show, support the stream. This is a very dynamic. I haven't heard anybody on this side of YouTube speaking like this or bringing this information to the forefront. So I'm appreciative, at least, of our brother Miranda, for coming. English more for coming and spreading. You know what I'm saying? Spreading this information. You know what I mean? Another opportunity, something else to look towards, something else to see. Oh, okay, it's a slang way of saying it.
Well,
You know, far from young and old.
I got another question. Is
What's up, King
if I
Rooster?
may.
Yes. What's up, John J?
Brother, you spoke of there being absolutely no crime, and my question is, when in human history has such a thing existed? And how can you humans are humans. Somebody gonna get jealous of somebody's wife.
But this place is.
See, hold on, Jeff. You about to get your application tore up before you even send it.
No. But listen, hold on real quick. There's places right now in Europe that the crime rate is less than 4%. I mean, I know he said no crime.
That's what I'm supposed to point out.
Right. There's places in Europe right now where the crime rate is so low it's almost non-existent.
Norway.
Plus he says it's gonna be a smart city. So unless you a dumb nigga, and you'll be all right. They probably gonna have shit on the floor that's gonna be able to stab your ass.
Wait, you didn't hear him? They ain't letting dumb niggas in.
Right. They've already taken care of that. The cover charge takes care of that.
Yeah, there won't be any prisons or anything like that. So basically, there will be laws, but it'll be very, very hard and rare to commit those. But basically, what the policy is, and this is something that people might not like about it, basically you only get one chance. So if you do get accepted and come here, and then for whatever reason you stupidly commit a crime or whatever, you do something silly,
you gotta go.
You gotta go. It's no prison or court. No, you're deported, and you'll be banned not only from this island but from all other islands you try to apply for. You're going to be banned. So there will be like information on like other islands, and they might say like, oh, this island is better, but then you find out that we're all connected basically. You know, there might be someone that might leave this island and go to another island, but you still, if you want to go to another island, like you can't actually move to another island, just you can only choose one. Some might be bigger than others. The one that I'm creating is going to be quite big, but there is another island that someone else from another dynasty, he's actually a black elite. He's from the Kesh family, and he is building an island. And I looked at the island, and it literally costs like 200 million, and it's massive. So there will be opportunities for that. So you know, it's the future basically. It's the future, and yeah.
How many people total do you suspect could fit on the island that you're speaking of?
So on this island that I've got, so roughly, if I had to give an estimate, it's based on the amount of houses we have. So on this island, we are looking to build at least 500 houses. So we might be able to house maybe max 1,500 max. So it's not going to be a massive population. Like, that's the good thing. It's not going to be a lot of people on the islands. It's not going to be overpopulated. So that's another good thing.
Absolutely.
Hey, Lord Jefferson, the catch is that you gotta qualify. That you gotta be so-called Black American, foundational. If you're a man, that you cannot bring certain pre-existing conditions. You cannot have any SEGs crimes in your background, and if you act up, you're getting put out. So, basically,
I ain't mad at none of that.
you act up, you get put out.
Sound
And
like
it's not,
my
and there's
mama
not a
house.
lot of, yeah, like I put out.
So you have to be what is called so we have so
All right.
I'll basically let you know what the new ethnicity is called. So it's called a modern day black man, so MDM. So that's basically the new ethnicity. So MDM, so modern day black man, is basically someone who's not directly from Africa. They descend from Africa, but they are strictly speaking Caribbean or African American.
Yeah, you don't have to be
Or
perfect narratives. No,
yeah,
you don't have to be perfect.
yeah, which includes like some Spanish people and some in Spain or Portugal that maybe have been there, descend from slavery, etc. So those are the types
Can
of
you
people.
request that you don't be on the same island with certain people? D-Rock.
What do you mean by that?
I already
Inside
know where
joke.
you're going.
I'm just
Yep.
being funny. I was just trying to be funny. I was just being silly. Don't pay me no
He
attention.
gonna end up being your neighbor. It's gonna be hilarious.
What that mean?
I
What
was
did that
like,
mean?
And,
yeah,
yeah, niggas being
yeah, where
messy.
that no crime,
Wouldn't that be something?
it's about to
Hey.
be 2 houses for rent. You know, deport both of y'all.
Where's Donna? We ain't saying nothing. We ain't
Why
done
they
nothing.
making it hot? Is what's going on?
We ain't done nothing. We just asking the question. We asking the pertinent question.
That's hilarious.
We asking the pertinent question. I ain't done nothing.
Who bringing Jay Prince?
Jay Prince?
Come
Jay
on.
Prince can't qualify for so many reasons. He does not qualify, sir. Jay Prince does not qualify for that island.
Damn it.
Maybe the other dynasty's island he might qualify for. He does not qualify for that one.
Now we gonna leave him here. He gonna be king of the savages.
JP gonna fail the eye roundness test. His eyes ain't big enough around.
Oh, that's
Yo,
hilarious.
They too
Y'all are
beady.
Why y'all, yo, Jay Prince is not here to defend himself while
Come
y'all
on,
bringing up
man.
people that's
Right.
not here.
Yeah,
Jesus, Jimmy
it's
Cricket.
gonna be 3 words that keep Jay Prince out. Read this paragraph.
The man can read, man. Y'all just
You mean
stop.
one word. Read.
No, out loud.
Oh,
No,
He has. The man has. Hey, can y'all please support the show because this is getting real crazy. Y'all support the
Dad,
show.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I
Yeah,
apologize.
try to get me in trouble. If
I
gonna be
apologize.
is was talking about people, I ain't even saying nothing about nobody.
Yes, you did, sir. It
I
was
made
all
it.
you.
I made it implied. I implied.
It
I
was all
implied.
you, sir.
No, it was not. Support the show. The brother talking about the island of peace and prosperity and hope. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
with it, bro.
And you talk about other content creators that's not
And
here.
black and by IQ. Oh man. And by what you can contribute and not just monetarily, because they got bread. We don't need your funky ass bread. We don't even count in the money you count in. This comes from a family that has uncountable money. I'm with it.
He says it's in pounds too, British pounds, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be pounds. Yeah.
All right. So what about your money that you already have? How is that gonna work? And what about your weapons that you already have? How does that work? Can't bring
you
your
have to
gun.
do
guns and
anything.
stuff like that.
Do you have to do anything
Yeah.
special for the Supreme? What you said,
Yeah.
Yeah, any special
Yeah.
papers for the
No
Yeah.
Diddy, no Diddy.
Yeah.
Do you have
Does
wait, how many bottles of baby oil are involved?
Right. Yeah. Do we have to serve drinks in just an apron for some African businessmen?
Well, he
We're not
said,
doing
he
that.
said,
mentioned
he
interesting you
said-
mentioned about guns because the gun laws there will be so basically I know you're American so I know you can just buy guns the laws it will be kind of like a UK-ish some things will be kind of operated like how it's operated in the UK so actually you won't be able to just bring your guns if you do have guns you have to give it to us when you come so we will house it and we'll keep it for you but then you have to go through this course to basically get a license to basically get those guns back and then you'll
What-
be able to use it only in
What's
ranges.
involved in the course? Is it about like skill?
So reasons why. So in the UK, it's basically like a UK gun law test.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily skill. It's
Okay.
we're asking you why you need the gun. So you'll be basically treated as a person that's never had a gun before.
Oh,
So
okay.
Oh yeah. Send me back. Right. I could, cause she's my girlfriend. Cause my gun is like my girlfriend. I take her everywhere I go. Cause I'm attached to her at the hip, literally. That's why.
Does this count as and I'll take a no in front of everybody. Because and as peaceful and as tranquil as this island is, I will be 60 plus years old by the time that I am allowed to come to it. And there are certain things, certain realities we cannot get around, which is the fact that man's nature is beast. And regardless to how peaceful it is, and regardless to the laws and rules you have in place and those you have to enforce them, if something gets out of hand here with me and my wife, all you can do is report it. I'd like to have a hand in my own defense. And the fact that I'm over 60, and although I am a Marine, I'm over 60. I need an equalizer to protect myself. I'm not a danger to myself or anyone else. I have absolutely no criminal record. I served my country flawlessly when I did.
Uncle
But
Jeff, it's gonna be 3 years before it's opening up. Why you?
no, this is a court. I don't see how this
Oh.
question is invalid.
No, it's
'Cause
not.
I-
It's just a very long question. I'm just
Okay.
trying to get you. This is a very long question. Go ahead. I'm just messing with you.
What
Hey,
it,
look,
what it,
this
what
is
it
a
comes
benefit.
down to is y'all can't get to everything in time. Most times, most crimes are reported; they're not stopped, and that's why I have my weapon. Is that a fair response to the question your country would ask? Why?
No, declined.
we to be honest, that's probably something we're gonna have to show you. When it comes to that, it gets a bit tricky. To be fair,
Okay.
but every person will need to do a test.
Sure.
Hey, y'all support the show, man. Come on, I got a lot of questions, but this is a good question though. How is population managed? That's a great question. That's a great question, Lord Jefferson, to be honest. Like, because people gonna corporate and get together and have babies, and babies
On an
gonna have
island like
babies
that?
on an
Woo!
island. Yeah, how do you? I mean, you're gonna start out with 500, but yeah. How do you? I mean, like, what is it gonna be like?
pushing folks? Folks
Certain
will be
places.
pushing each other in the
Push
water in
them in
about
the
10
water.
years.
How's that gonna work as far as population control?
There'll be a cap on how much people can come here. So once the island is full, and you can see on the website attached to the island, once it's live, it will show the names of everyone and how much people are here. And once it's reached the max capacity, no one will be able to move there anymore.
But no. As far as procreating,
Sorry?
the procreation, like you got to. If you're serious, you're gonna have to make an allowance for the fact that people are gonna have sex and have children and reproduce, and that could get out of hand after a while.
No, that baby getting deported. You heard
Nah,
that?
you won't be
Wait.
able to.
Wait, you won't be able to procreate?
Yeah, you won't be able to.
Whoa! How do you keep people from being able to procreate?
So basically, we can't control that, but if that does happen, you have to be sent home. Yeah.
Whoa! So if you have a baby, you got to go?
No, if you already have a baby, you're bringing it. That's fine.
No. If you have a baby while you're on the island, you got to go. Your wife got to go.
If it's underneath the cap, then that's fine.
But if it exceeds the cap, then that's interesting.
Yeah, that's where it gets a bit risky, but that's not something to worry about for now. That'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about it anyway because I'm damn there, But if my girl too, it's dust. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe to y'all newspaper, but I'm good. I don't want to pack up. I don't want
It
to
could be
pack
a
up
bunch
just
of
because I
old
got
people on that
pregnant.
island. It'd be a whole bunch of old people on that island. How long will he be in power? That's a good question. He plans on ruling for a long time. But can y'all
We
support
got
the
to
show in the
move.
meantime?
Yeah, we got to move. We have another brother. We have a cap on that. It's a cap.
Hey,
But nah, it sounds
I didn't look down on nobody. See, this how rumors
interesting.
get started. Wait, hold on. This how rumors get started, Brandon. Say, I don't support people who look down on people who have a reading disability. I did not even say nothing. See, this how rumors get started. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. So y'all can support my show because I don't discriminate. If you can't read, God bless you. If you can read, God bless you. I don't discriminate at all. That wasn't me. I'm not gonna snitch and say who it was, but it wasn't me. That wasn't me making fun of people not being able to read. Can the person who did please stand up? Hey, Red Scorpion said, have you had cook up rice? What's that? What's up?
That's rice and peas boiled in coconut milk.
Bruh.
Okay. Hey,
You
what's
ain't
up?
never had no cooker? Oh, bruh.
Nah, I never had that. I'm very.
He ain't know
very
about that, Unc. He ain't know about that. Unc is an
Man,
international player. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
better
up,
have you
Bullish
some
Prince of
cook up
Wales?
rice, though.
Nah, I don't. Hey, this plan seems a bit shallow. Okay, Bullish Prince of Wales. Is this what another royalty trying to get at you, family? Are they trying to get at you? They coat of arms. They trying to pull up arms against you. It's
From
whatever.
Wales with an A, please.
It's
Ladies,
whatever, man.
ladies.
Sounds like some cult mess. Damn. Why black people always think some negativity, man?
Because they going to stay here.
You know, in life, nothing's like, even with all of this, nothing's gonna be perfect. You know, there will be things that some people don't like about it.
Yeah, you can
But
work the kinks out as you go.
yeah,
I feel you.
yeah. But overall, it's gonna be better than the situation that you're probably in if you think about it. Like, you know, the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I yeah, they don't know what kind of what kind of condition or just a person have for a disability. Yo, that's a fact, Brandon. And I don't make fun of people like that. That's not me. My friends, on the other hand, they got issues. I got friends that have it. But I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. It just wasn't me.
I should be able to talk about my peers.
Wait a minute. That's right. I
we got-
identify as retarded.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is you might need a disclaimer for your channel.
Yeah, definitely. I do. Hey, the thoughts, feelings, and opinions of these niggas is these
Uncle
niggas
Jeff
alone.
said it.
I ain't got nothing to do with.
Let me go and raise my little funky hand then. Let me raise my hand. Remember, it's hard to cancel me because I still listen to CDs and DVDs and I drive a stick. So it's hard. This is you try. I got money that my name ain't on. So do what you're doing. And I think it's number one, we need to bring the word retarded back. I think
Wait, come on, Uncle Jeff, man. Uncle Jeff.
I can't say.
Nah.
My bad.
No, brother.
I'm not.
You didn't hear catch which
Okay. Can I say recorded? How about recorded?
Recorded, right.
Yes, recorded. We need to. It's recorded. Okay, I say if you can't count change, you can't fix a flat, you can't tell directions without help, and you need to wear a helmet to ride a bike. Yeah, that's recorded right there. That's what that is. But I'm gonna talk about them people. I find some of the stuff. Yeah. If you can be Groot, if you can be Groot, you can be talked about. If you can be talked about, you can be joked about. I don't believe in that.
No, but there's people, brother. There's people that have like dyslexia or have like learning disabilities that would prohibit them from being able to read.
So absolutely nothing is funny about them.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
So nothing's funny about them. That's bullshit.
Wait, what? Come on, Uncle
bullshit.
Jeff. So
I know.
You gonna pick on a person with autism or a person like that's
brother,
on the spectrum?
I know
people that have autism. They can still read.
Not no, but
Okay, I
everybody,
think you're missing the
well,
point.
it depends on what.
I think you're missing the
You're right.
point.
You're right. It depends on what a level of the spectrum that you're on, though. To be honest, you know that.
I don't believe it does. I believe
It does. It does. It absolutely does. Come on, Uncle Jeff. It absolutely does.
You've never heard the term? First off, I didn't invent the term gallows humor. Second, there is funny stuff about comedy is tragedy over time.
I understand.
Okay, so anything that's tragic over time, some humor can be found in it. Now, you can argue the position of the individual who presents the humor. You can argue that, but you can't argue whether something is funny or not. It's either funny or it ain't. And it's some shit about recorded people that's funny.
Uncle Jeff, Jesus.
I said recorded. I didn't say recorded.
I understand you did, but I understand. But you be Uncle Jeff, come on, man. Like
have you ever seen Handyman?
But listen, yes, but you but Handyman came out in the 90s, Uncle Jeff. Where have you been the last?
Is it less funny now? Is it less funny? I've been right here.
Where have you been the last 40 years?
Look here, dude. I tell you where I've been. In my right mind. In a mind that will not, in a mind who is so offended by the fact that I have to use the term deleted. In a mind that
hold on real quick. Travel One. See, this is that bullshit. See, this is how rumors get started. But this is what I'm saying, Uncle Jeff. There's some sick people out here like this. Look, you know what I'm saying? There's some sick people out here that would twist anything, and then it will be I was making fun of people with autism, which I don't, and which I haven't. I have people with autism in my family that I love very much.
Me too.
So I'm not making fun of people. I'm not making fun of anybody's disabilities. But this is what I'm saying. It'll be twisted on me, and people will spread it on me and make it seem like I'm condoning this or I do this or whatever the case may be. That's what I'm saying.
Is it all right if I respond to that?
Sure.
Okay. Anyone who would take the firsthand advice of an individual who speaks like that on a regular basis does not vibrate on that higher frequency to begin with. Number two, this is empirical evidence. This show is empirical evidence of what you said and did. You ain't said a damn thing. Dear salty ass people who would hear this, to include the half-raised heifer that put up what she did, none of the words that come out of Uncle Jeff's mouth is for anybody but Uncle Jeff. Dig that. If you got a problem with me, you bring it to me and see how that go for you. Go and try to sue me. It's white folks in front of you that can't get it done. Be gone. I'll be damned. I'll be dipped in cow shit if I'm going to sit here as a grown-ass man and have my thoughts handcuffed by the sensitive. No, I will not.
If you get dipped in cow shit, you'll smell just like Travel One.
Thank you. And I'm going to tell you something else, bro. I'm going to tell you something else. I do something now, and I got other grown-ass men like me that we're called pause hunters. What we do is say things in conversation that purposely make young dudes say pause because we like to watch you scoop your manhood up and run in the house. It's funny.
Don't do that, come on.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do it here. I don't do it here, but I do. I'm not gonna. I'm like, no. It's a sport. It's a sport. I'm not gonna do it here because it's too easy here. And y'all my homies. I ain't gonna do it to y'all because I know y'all will do it, and I understand why you do it. It's because your manhood has been under attack in a way that mine has not. I get it. It's just funny. It's cute. It's childish in many ways that you can't let a double entendre go through your mind without having to point it out. I think it's a little silly. But and with that, at 60 years old, I'm at that point. I'm a senior. I can say what I want to say.
You're not a senior yet, man. Stop it. Hey, that's why I got yamps like that. Block always spinning shit, telling lies, and get a effing life already and stop the cap. Damn.
Exactly.
Boss. Get a life. Hey brothers, it's been dope. The island brother left us, so we don't have the island connect just yet, Uncle Jeff. I don't know. I think it was too soon to ask a man that you don't know for 50 million, but maybe
Yeah, right?
Damn, y'all already tried to shake Buddy down here.
Well, he came in. That's what you do with big money.
Uncle Jeff said, you said 700 million. Oh, sure, 50 million ain't shit. Let me
Right.
hold
Right.
something, youngin.
I was waiting till Iz. I was trying to be here when Iz act because I didn't want to ask for us on his platform. You know what I'm saying? I wanted here to kick it off. You know what I mean?
Uncle Jeff,
Shit.
I didn't get a chance. Uncle Jeff jumped the line.
Well, that's is real talk. Real talk. Them dudes can't be finessed out of money. You can't finesse that dude. He gonna do what he gonna do with his money. What it's about is calling big money out. When you walk in talking about big money, well, let's talk about big money then. When you walk in talking about complaints and big money, well, let's make 1 + 2 = 3. You got complaints, you got big money. I got an idea. Why don't we put state-of-the-art computer labs in ghettos for the straight A students that deserve them? We could do that with $50 million, right?
Hey, DJ Wish Doctor, will you protect travel?
You see what?
She said, DJ Wish Doctor will protect travel, third person.
I beg your pardon?
Mills tried to clip travel's wings. Not smart. She put you in some shit, in other words. She said you her benefactor, you gonna protect her. This is what she
I
said.
beg your pardon.
She said you fight her wars for her. She got you. You fight her battles for her, buddy.
Oh no. salute travel one. Salute.
Don't do it, DJ Wish Doctor. She the type that as soon as you jump in to help her, she gonna run. And leave you to get your ass whooped. Don't do it. Don't do
And then laugh at you after, like, travel
Yeah.
gets things done.
it. Right.
Oh, shit.
No,
I don't
do it.
trust anybody that speaks in third person. I'm not gonna lie to you. Travel
Right?
is the prize flight. What? What the hell?
Yeah, that's spirit.
With the tape, yo, did y'all see the Instagram joint where they was putting the tape on the Spirit airplane? Yo, son, I was through, nigga. They put
Tape?
duct tape, aviation tape. I
Yeah,
said that's
it's
a
it's
thing.
industrial. Yeah, it's industrial.
Yeah, nigga, I don't want to get on no plane that got no tape. I don't give a damn what kind of tape it is. It could be Gorilla Glue tape.
Yeah,
I don't
gorilla,
wanna-
yeah, bro.
Nigga,
Gorilla Glue
no.
got duct tape.
No, nigga, no.
Oh, I know. Oh, trust me.
I don't want to be on no plane with no tape, fam. Mm-mm.
Well, I got bad news for you.
Right.
Oh,
All,
shit.
all them
What you're
things
talking about
that
is speed tape.
Right.
Huh?
You're talking about something called speed tape.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the shit you buy in the hardware store. It's a little different, and it depends upon where they're using it. Where okay, you're not supposed to use it.
$10,000 a roll.
Wait,
Thank
hold on, Uncle Jeff. How about anywhere on the plane, nigga? Fix the plane. Don't put no
Okay.
tape on
Right.
it.
Okay,
Anywhere on the damn plane,
I feel you, dude. I feel you. Then I'm gonna suggest
except the
that
seats.
you don't fly.
I don't fly like that.
Okay, there you have it. Then we don't have to talk.
Yeah, I don't fly like that. I'll drive.
So why the plane gotta get tape? Why did they make it how it need to be? You know what I'm saying? Like why? Like what's the tape for?
Because
that part gonna take 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks
Come
to
on.
come. That plane gonna fly about 300 times in that time.
thank
Nah,
you.
You
So,
see,
no.
And
that's
safely.
even worse.
on one piece
No,
of
it's
tape.
not. No, it's not, guys. You guys are thinking. You guys are underthinking.
Some scotch tape.
No, nigga.
Why they can't pull out? I sure they don't got one plane. They got a couple of planes.
When planes
They
fly
have-
the same route. Oh, go ahead. Well,
They have hundreds of planes, brother. You are right about that.
They can't
But-
swap out no parts.
No, that now you getting into trouble because parts have hours. They don't.
Right.
They don't count miles. They count hours. And why am I going to down this plane so I can put another high hour part on it and I'm gonna have to take it apart again.
So how many hours? How do you know the hours on the tape? Like what kind of hours does a piece of tape get you?
Here's how the hours on the tape work. From the second you put that tape on that plane,
It's
it
no
is
good.
documented. No, it's documented. I put it down at 4:33 Pacific Standard Time. I did this, did that. This is in the aircraft maintenance record. There is a flag on that time that when that time comes up, if we don't have a part, then we down the plane. Your problem is the Agent Orange got rid of all the people who make those decisions we're discussing right now out of the FAA. This is, bruh, this is, I used to do this in the Marines, but I did it with helicopters.
Is that why all the planes been going down? Because the tape been coming loose?
That's hilarious. I think you may have cracked the case here.
Yeah, shit. Damn, man.
No, it's not speed tape.
Detective is on the case.
No, the planes have been going down, quiet as it's kept, because of your solution. Oh, we gonna rob from Peter to pay Paul with this plane. You can't do that with a plane. This ain't an alternator. You can't snap a fan belt at 50,000 feet. So no, the aircraft parts are made to close tolerances. That is another problem. Is that there's and I hate to raise this alarm and then get out of here because I do got to run. But the problem is that there is no such thing as good parts because of the quality control and the metals on the parts that are being made now for certain things, especially consumer appliances. Oh man, all that shit's horrible now. If you can get your hands on something old, a car, a blender, a washing machine, do so. Something made before 2000, do so if you can. Now I'll shut up there.
Damn. Hey, and Coach said, and you have a lot of redundancies built into planes. The redundancies are shit these days.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I got to take a flight to Miami next month. I'm gonna be thinking about that damn tape, Jeff.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I'm going to head out there.
Appreciate you, fellas. Man. Salute, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, Witch Doctor.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yo, what's y'all last words? I appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you, Witch Doctor. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to DJ Witch Doctor. Subscribe to my man, the MNF of Truth, D-Rock the Block. Subscribe to Uncle Jeff, Jeff TV. Make sure y'all subscribe to brother, my man Kojak 303, the great JD 1975, and Cajun Darkfire. Make sure y'all subscribe, and check them out as long as they're not live when I'm live. Also, my man Drip, the Drip Show, Drip TV.
Shout out to Drip.
Shout out to Drip. Make sure y'all subscribe to my man Drip as well. All right. What say you, Uncle Jeff?
Hey man. Number one, keep subscribing to this show. This is a dope show. Those of y'all that listen. Number two, again, I think we need to focus on the words "we" and "expect," and have the guts, the hubris, to close ranks now. Let's not suffer from Noah's disease. Noah listened to his friends and family drown, listening to God. Because if he had the compassion for his friends and family, everybody would have drowned. Because Noah would have started making the boat for 2 of them and 2 of them and 3 of them, and I'm going to get some extra animals. No, we have an assignment. Our assignment is to dispel wisdom and gather those who seek it. And God gonna deal with the rest. Stop getting in God's way and God doing God business. I say that I'm done.
No doubt. Hey, Brandon, are you talking about me, brother? I didn't even do. Are you talking about me, good brother?
What?
I don't know what my man Brandon talking about. Yo, Witch Doctor, that's you waving the back, bro, so I know it's you.
He don't know what he talking about either. Of all the Brandon. Words, how you the Niger? Hey. What's a Niger? That's a river, ain't it?
Yo. Right. Witch Doctor.
Yo, my bad. I forgot to end my stream.
Oh, okay, you good. I appreciate you. Did you want to say any last words before you left?
compensation for the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. You know what I mean? Dope
Yeah, man.
discussion deserve dope donation. I'm out there.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it. Hey, listen to DJ Wish out there. Very wise man for his age. Very wise man. Y'all support the show. Yo, shout out to TMKC, shout out to Jay Watts, shout out to DJ Wish Doctor, shout out to Calvin Cook, shout out to Jessica Rabbit, aka Yvette Marie, shout out to the Drip Show. Appreciate you, Drip. Shout out to my man D-Rock the Block, to Petty Pendergrass, and to Jade Lewis. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that supported the show. Thank y'all so much. My man D-Rock, close us out. What say you, good brother?
All right, these are my last words. In my honest opinion, I think the system is falling, and that system falling is going to create a lot of pressure. Pressure is going to do one or two things: either bust pipes or create a diamond. Pick your side that you're going to be. So I end it with that.
No doubt. Yo, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming, kick it with me. Had a great time, man.
Sure.
Hey, no doubt. Anytime. Peace, my brother. Peace, my brother.
Peace.
JD, my brother Ron Mack. Miss my brothers. As well, family. I appreciate y'all coming and kicking. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all was here with me. Yo, Christopher, it's this one right here. It's Jeff TV. It's right here in the right here. Jeff TV. It's in the chat. Cole put it in the chat. It's Jeff TV. GEOFFTEEVEE. That's Jeff's channel right there. Jeff TV. Lord Jefferson said, make sure you don't go to the island. Yo, that's crazy. You're a wild dude, man. Hey, yo, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. It's right there, man. It's right there. Make sure y'all go. What's the after party? Who's that? Who's that after party? Cole. Wait. Who's the after party you promoting, man? Who's the after party, Cole? Who's the after party? Let me see who's the after party. I don't know, Cole. We're gonna have to talk. Let me see who's the after party. Oh, Drip. Oh, yeah. Go check out Drip at the after party. It's cool if that's Drip. Go check out Drip at the after party. Go check out Drip at the after party, man. Go check out my man Drip. All right, appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy, man. I appreciate it. God willing, we'll have an even better show tomorrow. Make sure y'all support the shows for the stream, man. Last time we heard the island was, man, y'all are wild. Subscribe to my man Coach at 3 on 3 Gamers channel. Peace. We out, y'all.
Yo, I'm out, cuz. These conditions are weighing heavy on my mind, man. I need a break from it. Got my bags packed, got my itinerary, I'm gone. I finally had a good dream till shots woke me out of my sleep. In case you're wondering exactly what provoked me to leave, that was the last straw, cause I ain't sleep well for years. Paranoid, heat hell for years. So I gotta move on from this poverty-stricken maze. Rats in a cage, killed for cheese that's strategically placed. Crack holes with dope fiends, keep polluting their veins. And my mind is telling me that I'm a part of the blame. How can I proudly wear a chain with shame attached to it? No, I can't take it off, I'm attached to it like the ghetto's pain. I'm like, when did I get that foolish? That question crossed my mind as I watch the ass moving for a piece of change. Till it's back to the block, my Glock rattling shook. Niggas, I crack them apart. I took vengeance till it blackened my heart. Knowing vengeance is yours, Lord, so please take me out of the dark. So baby, I'm gone, you know that I'ma always love my hood. And I'll never be gone for good, but I gotta leave here. It smothers me and I can't breathe here. Just need a little time with some clean air. So baby, I'm gone, you know that I'ma always love my hood. And I'll never be gone for good, but I gotta leave here. It smothers me and I can't breathe here. Just need a little time with some clean air. So baby, I seen kids clip while on a little trip to the store. Who would think a trip for eggs would be a trip to the mall? Crawl on memorials are covering the bricks on the walls. This is common when you're living with conditions of poor. With poor liquor, let it spill on the floor. The more niggas we lost, I'm gone, niggas. You're never gonna see me no more. I love you dearly, but the hood is like a lost effort. Nobody cared before, Tragic got to go measures. So I'm leaving forever to find a life a little more better than yours. I can't stick around to witness how far that we fall. I stood on corner spring, summer, and fall. went to position in the semi, of course, any liqueur send me. I'm on a quest for more millies in my repertoire. Forgive me, but I gotta take off. I'm sick and not going from niggas to gods. Really the hood send me, but baby, I'm gone. So baby, I'm gone. You know that I'ma always love my hood, and I'll never be gone for good. But I gotta leave here. It smothers me and I can't breathe here. Just need a little time with some clean air. So baby, I'm gone. You know that I'ma always love my hood, and I'll never be gone for good. But I gotta leave here. It smothers me and I can't breathe here. Just need a little time with some clean air. So baby, forget my vet and can't abandon my home. Though I'm impatient with our situation, I won't leave you standing alone. Stand on my shoulders if you need me, I could carry the globe. Overdoses in the hood, fiends slamming they arms. Some of us made it out the hood, good at slamming the ball. Others stand in front of cams and perform for all y'all who chose abandoning laws to make it. I wore the same shoes on the corner slinging the day shift. So I'm back, needed a vacation from the monotony of poverty blocks I hated. So I'm riding for my G's who play the bench on the daily spit flames until the yellow tape layers the fence. When the boys come, we don't run, we wait for them and say it's defense. Till we're finally arraigned and we're pinched, hanged and lynched with razor blades marking down the days on the wall. But if the bell comes, baby, I'm gone. So baby, I'm gone. You know that I'ma always love my hood, and I'll never be gone for good. But I gotta leave here. It smothers me and I can't breathe here. Just need a little time with some clean air. So baby, I'm gone. You know that I'ma